Not only is Corkus the hater we all need and deserve in our lives, there's also something many tend to overlook, and even Berserk itself is trying to rewrite history by saying Puck was the one who started Berserk, but it was Corkus who started it all. The one that brought everything to fruition was Corkus. Griffith and Guts would have never crossed paths if not for Corkus. Griffith didn't seek Guts out when he first saw him fight, nor would Guts ever approach Griffith. It was because of Corkus being a hater that the story of Berserk was put into motion. Corkus couldn't stand all that money being in the hand of Guts, that he wanted to rob him, thus led to everything we have now. But putting that aside for the moment, I want to talk about how I really love Corkus and appreciate his role in the story. Never have I seen a hater like him. He's the perfect hater, where everything feels balanced. Never have I found myself going, oh brother, this again. Why is he part of the story? And that's because of how he was written to hate, and the dynamic between Guts and Corkus, and how it plays a part in the story. When I reread Berserk for the first time, there was something that stood out, and it was Guts being totally cool with Corkus hating on him. With other anime, you'll see the MC react in a negative light, but with Guts, every time he's totally understanding and says he gets it. He understands why Corkus hates him, which infuriates Corkus even more, and this is a dynamic that I really love between them, as there's a right way to hate and a wrong way to hate, as crazy as that sounds. The wrong way to hate is how Casca was hating on Guts. I love Casca with all my heart. She's my second favorite character in Berserk, but when I first read Berserk and got to parts where Casca was saying stuff like this to Guts, I was thinking, Guts didn't do anything to deserve this. But this was intended by Miura, as we the readers didn't get all the context as to why Casca felt like this towards Guts. But with Corkus, while we are given more context later on as to why he hates Guts, it isn't necessary to understand his hatred, as he was hating correctly. I say this as a hater myself. So let's look at all the hater moments of Corkus and examine them. First being chapter 12, Corkus' first appearance. Him just wanting to rob Guts. Hating someone unknown that has money. That's an okay reason. Easy to understand. Nothing wrong with hating the rich. Extra points for Corkus. This gets a hater pass. Next was chapter 13. Hating on Guts for joining the Band of the Hawk. Again, a normal reaction. The rich person he wanted to steal joined the Band of the Hawk. Extra points for bullying a child here. But since this is Rickard, negative 2 points, so this doesn't get a hater pass. This is the only moment where I'll say, maybe this was excessive. Why do this to Rickard? But as for the rest, he gets the hater pass, as you'll see. As the next hater moment was chapter 14, and this is where the Corkus hate shine. Guts smiling at this reaction. This is the dynamic that makes Corkus hatred shine. The hatred Corkus has fuels Guts into either becoming a better person or actually making Guts comfortable, as his hatred is understandable. Let's look at Casca for an example. Casca's hatred was an unknown hatred, which leaves Guts confused and angry, as he doesn't understand. But with Corkus, he gets him. He's easy to understand, and he respects it. He respects Corkus being openly front with Guts and how he hates him, as in almost every chapter where Guts be in the spotlight, Corkus openly hates on him, as shown in these chapter panels. And even when Guts achieves something great, such as him surviving the 100-man battle, Corkus openly says, that bastard survived. Talk about stubborn. And there's no shock reaction with Corkus. He expects everything but also nothing from Guts. To me, Corkus is at the very top and very bottom who respect and doesn't respect Guts, as he expects a lot of stuff from Guts but also not at the same time. Which brings us to the next hater moment, chapter 33, when Guts decided to leave the Band of the Hawk for his own dream, which infuriates Corkus even more, and hating on him for being childish, as he knows firsthand how much everyone worked hard for this, to be where they are now, and to see Guts wants to throw all that away. This was a justifiable hater moment, and also highlights the dynamic I love between Corkus and Guts more, as Guts understands and wants to understand Corkus even more. Corkus is the only person who speaks to Guts like this, which is why when Guts reminisces about his bonds in future chapters, Corkus is always there. Corkus was truly special to Guts, as Corkus treated Guts special in how normal he treated him, by calling him not special. A lot of people be wanting to use Guts as they viewed his strength as special, but Corkus does not care about Guts' strength. He always saw Guts as Guts, nothing more, which is why Guts really valued him. Even when Guts wanted to leave, not a big deal for Corkus, and the reason he hated Guts was because he always saw that Guts viewed himself as special, and I always found it fascinating how Guts never responds to what he says. Which brings us to my favorite moments between Corkus and Guts. Guts returning to the Band of the Hawk in chapter 44, and everyone implying Griffith became depressed because Guts left, to which Corkus intervenes and comes in hating, saying don't let it get to your head, you're not the reason. And this is not Corkus trying to make Guts feel better, this is just him being a peak hater, and I respect it. And this is what makes him a good hater. But this next moment is what made me go, I get it now. I see why Corkus is such a necessary character. Everyone being fully happy Guts returned to the Band of the Hawk, everyone celebrating, calling him Raiders captain again, to which Corkus intervenes, being a peak hater again, and says, former Raiders captain, saying he won't recognize Guts as a member of the Band of the Hawk anymore, as he wasn't here for all of them when they truly needed him the most, to which Guts responds, I get it. And this is why I love Corkus and Guts so much, their dynamic is something special. Corkus, despite being Guts' biggest hater, he always recognized Guts as a member of the Band of the Hawk before, so him being the one to call him out on this was the best thing, as he's the only one fit to call him out on this, which is why these words remain with Guts, as he remembers them later on after the Golden Age arc. Corkus hates on Guts in a healthy way, if that makes any sense, where his hatred always comes from mutual understanding with Guts, and Corkus having this unspoken relationship where they both get it. Corkus knows the type of person Guts is, as shown in moments with Corkus saying, he's out there swinging his sword like usual, and Guts knows the type of person Corkus is, a hater, as Corkus wears his emotions towards him in his sleeves, which is why Guts doesn't have an issue with him. He's a very open person, and it's why I always love when Guts thinks of his bonds from the past and Corkus is included, as they truly had a unique relationship where they both spurred on the other. And hope anyone who watched this video to the end enjoyed my perspective and gained an appreciation towards the best hater that we all need in our lives, Corkus.